Hey everyone, I got a fun episode for you today. I went to a couple thrift stores and a flea market. I went to two different Goodwills. I went to this one MCB, Missouri Community for the Blind, where they help the blind. Got some good stuff there. And then I went to a flea market called Relics, and I got some really cool treasures there. I got some cool walkthrough footage from Relics. I didn't get any footage from the other places because I was with my family and we were just hanging out, having a good time. But let me get on with the goodies. Okay, first, from one Goodwill, I found this Wolverine shirt. I have Wolverine socks, and I usually like to have shirts that match my socks. I'm a geek like that, I guess. So I needed a shirt to match my socks, and I thought that was a cool one. And it was a great price, so I picked that up. And then I also found this Dungeons and Dragons monster manual. I thought this was awesome. It was like 15 bucks, which usually they're like, yeah, this one was 50 bucks, 49.95, brand new, and the thing's pretty awesome. I was going through it. It's got a lot of cool monsters. And I love it. Usually when I'm doing drawings or something, I think I come up with a character and then I go through the monster manuals and there's something very similar to what I came up with. I'm like, damn it. But that's okay because, different worlds and such. But I thought that was a very cool find. Also, I found this little bag. It had two little figures in it. There was this one, which I'm not sure, is this like a Fortnite figure? I didn't really care for this one, so this one's going right back into the trade or sell box. But I got it for this one. I thought this thing was really cool. It's like a little Frankenstein type skeletal creature. He's just reading the book. The pages are blank. I was thinking about doing like a little painting or something on the white pages, but I just really thought this guy was cool, so I had to pick him up. There's only those two figures in the bag. Alright, the last thing I got at Goodwill, I saw this and I was like, hell to the yes. It's a Fisher Price magic box from, was it 1982? Yeah, 1982. Fisher Price. It has the magic wand. It has the little red cape or handkerchief thing. It has like the magic scarf dealie. I think it's only missing one thing. There's some little like red balls. There's like this cup. It has a top to it, and I think that's the cup that you put the red balls in. There's two little like foam red balls. There is this dove, and it's supposed to have a foam rabbit, but the foam rabbit is missing. But not bad. I think it was like $5. And the stickers are great. There's no peeling or fading. Everything's in great shape. The only thing is there's a kid's name written on it, but that's, par for the course from early 80s. So Melissa Ann, what is that? Horeen? I have your magic box. But I thought that was really cool. Let's watch this. Magic. The flower is gone. It's back. So stupid. So stupid. Anyway, I went to the MCB, the Missouri Community for the Blind. It's one of my little honey holes. I should have got some footage of that place, but because they changed around the whole toy section, I thought it was really cool. But I was going through it and I didn't find anything, and I was digging through bins and nothing. And then so I was like, I'm not going to get any footage. This is garbage. And then I finally, at the very end, when I was about ready to leave, I found stuff. I'm like, oh man, I should have got some footage, but oh well. But first thing I found was this awesome G.I. Joe box. And like the other thing, it has like a kid's name in it, but that doesn't bother me. I think that's part of the fun. So this one belonged to, was a Joel Captain? I have no idea how to. That is a messy handwriting. And then I had this Eiffel Tower sticker on there. I'm probably gonna, I might take it off. It looks pretty funny. Eiffel Tower made of cheese with a mouse on the bottom of it. But I might take it off just so it's the complete G.I. Joe. And this is from, I think, where was that date? Where was that date? Oh, there it is. This was from 1997. Still like 28 years ago. And then I put everything else I found, all the smalls and stuff, inside the case so I didn't have to get a bag or anything. The only problem is this little strap here was a little bent. There's like a little stress mark on here from pulling in and out of the little lock down here, but otherwise it looks really cool. And it came with its tray. I'll put that down. So it was mostly just little small odds and end things I found. I found this little Jetsons guy. Is this guy from Burger King or Wendy's? Okay, I knew it was fast food. This is from 1989, it looks like. Hanna-Barbera. But this is the first time I've actually seen this one. I've had the other Jetsons ones here and there, but I've never found this guy. So when I saw him, I was like, I gotta get him. You can't beat this little crazy dude. All right, found this Cruella PVC figure. Not into Disney, but Cruella was always interesting. I like adding little villainous people around my display. I'm not sure what this is. If anybody knows, let me know. But it's like a little container here, and then it has a hose. And there's like a drill, and it looks like a spray can or something. Not sure what it went to. I just thought it was neat, and if I find like a weird neat weapon that I could use for customs or something, then I pick it up. And in a bin I found two of the Krang vintage TMNT arms. I dug through the rest of the bin to see if I could find the Krang parts, other Krang parts, but nothing. But vintage weapons, I will pick them up. I found this, what was this, Mr. Ba wrestling figure. I have a buddy that collects wrestling figures, so if I see a wrestling figure, I pick them up. to throw in his box. I'm not sure who this guy is, but he's a wrestler. This was beat up, but I wasn't going to leave it behind. She gave it to me for a dime. This was a Storm Shadow. His legs. He had a broken crotch piece, and he's missing an arm. But I can't remember if mine. I think these things might be torn off. So for a dime, I wasn't going to leave vintage G.I. Joe parts behind. Especially cool Storm Shadow. Very cool. And lastly, I found another Definitely Dinosaurs figure that I needed. I thought I had all these little fast food premium ones, but apparently I didn't, because I saw this and I was like, I don't recognize that one. So when I got home, I checked, and sure enough, I did not have them. But that was cool. Always cool to find stuff that you don't have, and it was awesome to find the G.I. Joe little case. Alright, but now onto the relics. I will do the walkthrough footage, and then after I will show what I got. So let's get on with it. Alright, here we start off with a bunch of Garfield stuff. There was a lot of Garfield stuff at this flea market for some reason. Several booths had all kinds of different Garfield things, which I enjoyed seeing. Garfield was my favorite cat when I was growing up as a child. I was looking to see if it had the actual plush that I had as a kid. If they did, I would have picked it up, but I didn't see it. There was one that was very close, but it was a small version. Then here we go into the Care Bears. There's some little mini Care Bears and figures, and looks like some weird hand sewn ones, and some trolls, some Smurfs, some strawberry shortcakes. I wanted to get a good mix of things, so I saw some girls' toys. I'd take video, and then here's a couple. I almost picked these up. Got some cool Lego figures here. Thought these were neat. And a bunch of Star Wars ones. They had several walls, but these were the only ones I took footage of. Here's just shelves of random stuff. Like I said, I was just trying to get a good mix of video footage for everyone to see. I really love this flea market. It's like huge. It's got all kinds of stuff like these painted pictures and furniture here. I thought they did a really cool job with this furniture. Some cool subject matter. Here we have a battle troll. I like this booth. This booth usually has a nice mix of toys. I did pick up something here, but I think I put it back because I found something else somewhere else that I wanted more. And I believe I already had them. That was cool. I have him, but I don't have his helmet, so I might go back and pick him up at some point. But they wanted $14 for him, so. And then there's Monstar, but he was missing his chest piece, and I already had him. There's a bunch of turtles in that bin. A couple cool things in this bin. I already had him though. And then they had the He-Man 2000X vehicle there. A wrestler. All kinds of interesting stuff. This booth tends to be on the pricier side though, so a lot of the times I find cool stuff, but it's too expensive, so I don't pick it up. Lots of cool little mini bags. This was cool. I almost picked this up, but it didn't have the cap on it. And there's some Laurel and Hardy. Thought those were neat. A weird Bugs Bunny lamp. I really like these figures here. I think they were giant Fisher Price, but then there's some Simpsons. I don't collect Simpsons though. I pick up a few here and there, like usually Bartman. I like Bartman, but that was cool. The Borg ship. I thought that was really awesome. And I like this plushy pumpkin. And I was gonna get this Dennis the Menace, but they did not have a price tag on it. I thought that Stroby Ghost was cool. Interesting to see a Cabbage Patch Kids toothbrush holder. Another area full of random coolness. A Rambo lunchbox. Which I found another Rambo lunchbox without the thermos for $5, but I didn't pick it up. Gotta be careful with all my purchases now. Since I have too much, I gotta downsize. There's that Garfield, the small version of the big one I used to have. These California raisins were insane. I love those things. I don't know what they were. They're like homemade painted things, but I like those TV trays. Those were cool. Looks like a Yogi Bear back there. That Shadow Collector's case was cool. I thought those things were neat. But this thing was awesome. I wanted it, but it was like $45. That thing's creepy. Just wanted to get some different things, so I got some old cars and tin toys. Thought they were neat. A couple of the old cat clocks. Some of the more modern things, but I never knew they did the Youngblood bendy figures like that. That's why I wanted to get the video there. I like these skateboards, those were cool. And this cup. Lots of interesting stuff there. This TMNT pencil box was cool. Little mini Cabbage Patch Kid. This was just a wall of random toys. I love random toy lots. Did you spot anything interesting in there? I thought this booth was cool. Had some cool pictures like that Frazetta there. Some Batman, some old horror. Vincent Price, Frankenstein. Submariner up there. A Manson Verdict. I love that other King Kong one. The old creepy Halloween. Those were. I love this robot. This thing was really cool. Never seen that before. Bunch of random little models and toys. I like that Donald Duck and that Mickey Mouse clock radio. That doll was just super creepy. I like that Joker. Some other Batman toys. Some Flash, some G.I. Joe. I like that Hordak, but they wanted way too much for it. Some cool comics. Probably would have picked up those Tarzan, but they wanted $6 a piece for them. I thought these were pretty neat, like tarot card pictures. And I love these. I love my anatomy models and pictures and things, so I thought those were really cool. Bunch of vintage glasses. Some lunch boxes. Some Cabbage Patch Kids. Woohoo! I thought these were cool, these little old posters. I like that Iggy Pop and they got a Queen one coming up here that's really cool. That one just is bizarre. Nice little Halloween, happy Halloween piece. Pac-Man lunchbox and the Kung Fu lunchbox. I love that. That was really cool. A couple other little weird things. Here's a little dinosaur, and that Starscream was cool. I thought this was G.I. Joe puzzle was awesome, and I love these old vintage wood toys like this. And this clown was amazing. I love that. Thing was so creepy. They wanted quite a bit for that though. I love the old like derpy taxidermy. Couple little sprouts. This thing weirded me out. Couple of little gorillas. And I like this Donald Duck here. Can't have a video without some squirt eyes and a little bag of puppets. Some cabinets that had a bunch of cool little toys in it. You see anything that you'd like in here? You know, there was a few things I liked. A couple things were very expensive though. I love that Frankenstein. Some other like really old vintage things and some Star Trek. All kinds of random goodies, like that 3D Jaws up there. The Duke Boys. Collier Collectibles. Looks like a bunch of cool games, and that Hot Wheels factory was neat. And the creepy crawlers. Always love that. I love that Mummy's Chariot. Some cool masks. I don't know, a few of them were the same. Some more Strawberry the Shortcake. Or Strawberry Shortcake, not Strawberry the Shortcake. Some Rainbow Brights. I love that E.T. And that Garfield phone's cool. That thing, I have no idea what it is, but it's insane. This was really cool, this boxing Turtles piece, but they wanted a lot of money for it. Some vintage clown stuff, or antique clown stuff. Gotta have the giant gator head. And that big old doll there. I like that silver little guy there. And this was probably my favorite cabinet. Got some battle beasts, some vintage robots, all kinds of crazy cool stuff. Love that Fisher-Price dragon. Some Micronauts. All kinds of cool pieces. Love that Tom and Jerry. Have the G.I. Joe case already though. I love those, the spider and the scorpion vehicle down there. I want those bad. These models are really cool too. Lots of cool stuff. Big old This cabinet was really cool too. All kinds of vintage goodness from G.I. Joe to, what was it, that black hole? Star Wars. And you move on up to the actual Star Wars figure cabinet. I think I have them all. There might be a couple versions. I don't know if I have that version of Han Solo. I know I used to have them. It confuses me sometimes to figure out which ones I have yet. Those Gigantics models were cool. They got some Exo Squads. Some more Star Wars, Planet of the Apes stuff. All right, I'm back. Hope you enjoyed that footage. All right. First off, I found this Borg. Never seen this Borg before, and I love the Borgs. Borgs. So when I see a Borg that I don't have, I try to pick it up. I really wanted to get that Borg ship, but it was $30, which I don't think that's a bad price since it's mint in box, but I might go back and get it. But I thought this was really cool. It was like $8, I think it was. Mint on card Borg. I will pay that all day long. Alright. I'll save the best for last. I was going through and I found this bag on a shelf for $5. So let's see what I got for $5. It was like a bunch of those silly mouth dinosaurs that I love. I believe these, I hope anyway, these are glow in the dark. But if not, they're still awesome. There's doubles in here as well. There's this version, which there's the other one. So I'm probably going to put the doubles in a trade box. There's this guy, who's awesome. Triceratops. With little spikes on his back, that's cool. I love these colors though. I really hope they're glow in the dark. This dude was a Dimetron or something. And then there's just random things like a giraffe. Vintage animals are always fun. That was really cool. There's another Triceratops. There's this guy. Very cool. There's another one of this guy. This thing's ridiculous. I'm not even sure what this thing is. It's like a iguana holding a key. What is the date on this thing? Can't even see the. Can't even read this timestamp. That thing's silly looking. Silly. For some reason they had this Barney dinosaur in there. Here's another one of these guys. Very cool. Thought this was awesome. This little mastodon. It's like hair in the bag. It's another one of these guys. So it looks like it was like 2 complete sets of the dinosaurs. So I'm going to keep one and get rid of one. Oh, there's another one of these guys as well, 3 of these guys. And then they also had like a vintage. This is more like the eraser type. It's not like the, it's from the Chinosaurus mold, but it's more like that eraser material. But I love this one, so when I saw that, I was like, heck yeah, I don't have that. That's cool. Another Chinosaur. know if this is a vintage old one. It looks old, but you can't tell anymore. And then there's this dinosaur. So all that for $5. I was not leaving that behind. Like I said, I got a full set for myself, plus some extras to sell or trade or do whatever. Now, on to more vintage goodness. I picked up a couple battle beasts. They had one more that I needed, but it didn't have the sticker, and they wanted $20 for it, and I didn't have the money to spend on all of them, so I picked up these two. But I do want to actually go back and get that one at some point because I have the weapon for that one. But for these, they had the stickers and everything, and they were cheaper, and I did not have these, so I was super stoked to find battle beasts that I needed, because it's been so long since I found a battle beast in the wild, let alone 3 that I needed. But I picked up these 2, and then hopefully the other one won't be gone. Maybe it'll be cheaper. Maybe they'll have a sale. But I will go back one day and get it. And then the one of the favorite things I picked up was this Mummy's Chariot. This is from, I think it was 95. Where is the... There it is. It's Polar Lights, Mummy's Chariot, 1995. I thought this was awesome. I love these old monster model kits, and the paint job on this was really cool. They did a really good job. Turn it this way so it's better. But it's the Mummy. He's got like a roller skate on one foot. His other foot's on the chariot. And there's a little engine block with the little snakes and stuff coming out of it. I love the little snakes up here holding the lantern with a bone going across. This thing is so cool. I love the Mummy. And to have it complete with box and everything, that box art is amazing. Plus it was cheap, and it was 20% off. So for a completely painted, awesome Mummy's Chariot, I was not going to leave this one behind. So there you go, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. I definitely appreciate all of you giving me the time of day. I'd love to hear your feedback to help me build my channel. But until next time, check out my Patreon. Only $1 a month. You get to see my videos 2 weeks before they're on YouTube. Plus you get to see all my comic pages that I come out with, and my art before it's released, or my art, like the process of my art. Because usually when I post my art, it's just like the finished piece. But here, you'll see like the pencil sketches and the ink drawings, and then the color, the steps of the colors when I take pictures and stuff. So for $1 a month, it'll help me out a lot, and you get to see some cool stuff. But until next time, friends, thanks so much for watching. Peace.